Hi, my name is Dr. Nicole Clark. I'm a registered dietitian, a licensed dietitian in Pennsylvania. I'm also a certified diabetic educator as well as an elementary education teacher.
And I'm Jodie Seybold, and I have a master's in nutrition from IUP. I am licensed to practice in Pennsylvania as well. I'm a registered dietitian.
Along with our research, obviously, we have done some writing and how writing fits within our curriculum here in the Department of Food and Nutrition at IUP. For the clinical side of it, we really do have a very concise language that we use in nutrition. A lot of medical charting. Our students need to know how to do that, and do they like it? Well, I would say initially they like it, but they like the feedback. They like the freedom to be able to get somebody's opinion before they actually go out into the job setting. They also report on things such as quality assurance. They have reports that they have to submit, such as budgets, and we do have them be creative with looking at pamphlets and publications.
Yeah, and that definitely carries over into the food side of things. With experimental foods, it is a very intense course in the fact that this is the first time, it's a junior level course, that they are really diving into research, not just disease-based, but also food science-based. I definitely push a lot of writing because it's writing intensive, but I find that they learn better as they write. So because food science is an aspect that they're seeing for the first time, I try to not only make it applicable to how they can relate it to their patients and clients in the future with different disease states, but also they have to be effective in understanding the actual food science, so that way they can relate it to their own individual research, because that's really what they're doing for an entire month. They conduct their own research, they write a review of literature, they write a methodology, and they have to run all of their data through SPSS, which is a statistical analysis program, in order to get results. And then the critical thinking part, and that's really what I emphasize with this course, is taking those results and actually applying them, telling me as a reader what it means, how it all applies, and then bringing it back to their audience, which is, I tell them, not the person who's reading this, the professional who's reading this, but their patient or their client with that disease state.
And you bring up a good point with a variety of individuals, is that our field, certainly we have to educate from elementary to even younger to the aged. And so our students really do, I feel, come out of here knowing and understanding how to write for the different age levels and what's the most appropriate way to present the information. So.
And I find that writing it is knowing it before you can really present it to a professional audience or your patient or a client.
Right.
I really look for the key points and understanding, and can that student tell me about a theory or about something that they've read through their writing? Can I understand it from them writing it to see if they understood it? And so I have really practiced, especially this semester, getting past the periods and the commas not in the right place, and did they use a word twice in one sentence? Does that sentence really come through at the end, though, with meaning? And if it doesn't, if I get lost and I'm confused, then I know that student has some work ahead of them to do, that they didn't understand what they had read and are trying to convey to me. So that's really what I look for, is understanding.
And in our field, I think we do write a lot. It may not be the long manuscripts, which, though we hope many of our students do leave here with that research ability and do write those long manuscripts, but even taking those short notes, the short information about what they found, even writing a menu description, though all of those things are really important to our field.
There's some writing that students, they just need to do just to learn it. And it's not something that is going to be graded. This is the first semester that I've used check marks. If they wrote and I could understand it, check. That there was no red marks, there was no grading. And then there's other assignments, especially with the writing intensive course, where they submit drafts. And I have them do peer reviews. I say, bring a different colored pen other than black, and I want you to read each other's. Give feedback. Do you understand it? And then I also do the same thing, where if I find a place that I don't have understanding in the writing, I do comment and say, how can we reword this? Or is this something that you need to look more into because you don't understand it? So I have really learned to kind of hold back on all of that, all of those comments and things, because sometimes it's not necessary. It's more of a writing to learn process than really writing to communicate sometimes.